What's your speed? Alright, so what do you reckon? How do you think you went with that?
I think that in general wasn't not difficult. I think that.
Any critical errors in that mock test?
I don't know if the speed is a critical one. I think so.
What do you think? Critical or not critical?
I think that is critical.
At the start of the mock test, I asked Javier some pre-test questions. He got some of them correctly, but he got some of them wrong. The one he got wrong are non-critical driving errors.
Did you have any questions before we go?
No, I think that everything is clear.
Okay. Which one is the front demister in this car?
Front demister? What is a demister? I don't know what is a demister in Spanish.
So how would you demist the windscreen?
Okay. This one.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
And then the back one?
The back one?
Yeah, the rear one. No.
It's not good, that one?
That's not correct.
If I don't have that in my car, it should be this one?
No.
No? Oh, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Just put that back. This is the rear one here.
Okay, I don't have that in that one. Okay, sure.
How do you turn on the headlights?
Yeah.
And then high beams.
The high beams? No. It's not that one? No, it's that. It's not that one?
So you should push that forward.
Yes.
That's
I
fine.
see the light. Yeah.
Turn the headlights off as well. So, like you just read in the paper there, if I don't give you directions,
Yeah.
you just follow the road, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, obviously you need to look out for signs, signals, road markings. But otherwise I'll be using hands and be like, okay, right turn, left turn.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'll probably ask you to like do maybe 2 maneuvers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can just go right.
Okay.
Javier exits the center very well and carries out good observations.
And then right again.
This right turn is also good.
And then left and at the end.
At the end of the street, I ask Javier to turn left, and he does a good left turn. We are approaching a set of traffic lights which suddenly turns to yellow, and Javier makes a good decision to go through as it was not safe to stop.
At this set of traffic lights coming up, we are going right.
Right?
Yeah.
This time, there is enough time to bring the car to a complete stop, and Javier makes a good decision. Well done checking through the traffic lights when passing through.
Whenever safe to do so, you can change to the left lane,
I ask Javier to change to the left lane, and he does a good lane change. Good stopping distance from the front car. We are driving on a 60 km per hour road, and Javier does well to control the speed.
unsafe to do so, you can change to the left lane.
Here also Javier changes lane very well.
This roundabout, follow the road.
We are approaching a multi-lane roundabout and Javier does well. He also does a good merge to the right as the left lane is ending. For the next few minutes, Javier drives very well, so we'll speed up this portion of the video. The speed limit is about to change from 60 km per hour to 50 km per hour, and Javier reacts very well.
So the next set of traffic lights, not this one here, the next ones you can go right.
Okay.
I ask Javier to turn right at the next set of traffic lights, and he does well to enter the turning lane. After turning right at this set of traffic lights, Javier makes his first critical driving error. If there is no speed limit, we should assume that the speed limit is 50 km per hour. Javier drives over 50, so I had to ask him to slow down.
Such a speed.
I ask Javier to take the next right, and he does a good right turn. Notice how he carries out extra observations as there is a bend causing a blind spot.
Roundabout, you can follow the road to the second exit.
Second exit.
Yeah.
Javier does well at this roundabout.
At the end of this street, you can go left.
There is a stop sign coming up and Javier does well to stop. However, the car stops slightly over the line. This is a non-critical driving error.
This intersection coming up, you can go left at the traffic lights.
Good observations when the traffic lights change to green.
When possible, change to the right lane.
I ask Javier to change to the right lane and he carries out good observations and also uses the correct indicator.
And then at the traffic lights, you can go right.
Correct lane choice for turning right. When the red arrow disappears, Javier does well to move to the middle and waits until there is a safe gap. Good observations going through the railway crossing. Good speed management on this road. Good observations at this pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you to take the next street on your left.
Here.
Yeah.
Good observations before turning left.
And then first street on your right.
Good right turn.
You can pull off on the left. Okay, maybe drive a little bit more forward. Yeah, don't stop again on the left. But maybe not.
Okay, no intent.
Okay, that's fine. When you're ready, you can reverse the car in a straight line until you need to stop.
Before reversing in a straight line, we have to carry out all around observations by checking the mirrors and the blind spots. Here, Javier does not check the right hand side blind spot, which is the most important one, and this is a non-critical driving error. He reverses very well though.
Okay, that will do. And then whenever you're ready, you can turn around the car.
Javier does a good 3.10 and all his observations were mostly fine. However, he forgets to indicate right to exit the 3.10, which is a non-critical driving error.
And then go right.
Good right turn.
At the end, you can go right.
Again, Javier does a good right turn. The speed limit on this road is 50 kilometers per hour, and Javier does well to control the speed.
And then right turn again at the end.
Good right turn. For the next few minutes, Javier drives very well, so we'll speed up this portion of the video. Good observations at this pedestrian crossing.
And then when you get to the traffic lights, you can go left.
Good observations when going through the traffic lights. The left lane is ending, and Javier recognizes this and does a good merge to the right.
The next roundabout, you can turn left, take the first exit.
I ask Javier to turn left at the next roundabout, and he chooses the correct lane for turning left, and also he handles this roundabout very well.
And then go straight at this roundabout.
Good lane choice for going straight, as the left lane cannot go straight. Good speed management on this road.
Okay, this roundabout, you can go right.
I ask Javier to turn right at this roundabout, and he chooses a safe gap and also use the correct indicators.
And then this one, you can just make a U-turn, turn around the car.
Also, he does a good U-turn at this roundabout and uses the correct indicator when entering and leaving the roundabout.
And then turn left.
Good left turn at the roundabout. Good speed management on this road. Here also Javier does well at this roundabout.
Yes, straight ahead. And then at the roundabout, turn left, take the first exit.
Correct lane choice for turning left at the roundabout. The left lane is about to end and Javier recognizes this and does a good merge to the right. As we are approaching this set of traffic lights, Javier is doing about 62 kilometers per hour, which is a critical driving error. Luckily, he saw the traffic lights and he slows down before I could tell him to slow down.
Safe to do so, change to the left lane.
I asked Javier to change to the left lane and he changes lane very well. Overall, most of his lane changes were excellent.
Traffic lights, we're gonna turn left.
Correct lane choice for turning left.
So once you turn left at the traffic light, yes,
Okay.
we're gonna go straight. So you can use the right lane actually to turn left. Yeah.
Straight. Yeah.
Correct lane choice for going straight.
Turn right on the next one. So this straight here, you can go right. So right.
Well done giving way to this truck before turning right.
And then you can just go back inside. So
Good left turn.
And this time, instead of parking where we started, just park on that side. There's some parking space there.
Okay.
So you can
In
just,
reverse or?
you can just go in forward.
Okay.
We've come to the end of this mock test and it's now time for feedback.
Alright, so what do you reckon? How do you think you went with that?
I think that in general wasn't not difficult. I think that maybe some areas in which you have to be careful with the speed, because mainly the higher speed, the maximum speed is 50. So I wasn't sure if it was 50 or 60 until I can recognize the sign. So I think that is the more critical thing that you have to be aware of. And some of railway, and here when we went to the highway, be careful when you go on the right. Is a tricky one, I think. And
any critical errors in that mock test?
I don't know if the speed is a critical one. I think so.
What do you think? Critical or not critical?
I think that is critical.
You are taking a lot of chances with the speed.
Yes.
You're really taking, unless you really know the area very well, you are taking a lot of risk.
It's better to stay on 50.
You have to assume it's 50 unless maybe if it's a multi-lane road, so if it's got 2 lanes,
Okay.
yeah, I'll assume 60 unless maybe you are in shopping areas. But you are turning into a one-way, a single lane road,
It's
and you
typical.
just automatically assume it's 60. Some of them you were correct, they were actually 60, even though you haven't passed the sign. The sign will be probably on the other side. But yeah, a lot of risk. Just don't take the risk of speed.
Yeah.
Because you fail straight away. Particularly one of them you were doing 54. We did pass a sign which says 50,
Okay.
and then you were doing 54. So that is a critical driving error.
Yeah.
And then also when we were coming back, that road is 60. You were pushing it to 62.
Okay.
And then just before we got to the traffic lights, I was about to tell you to slow down.
Okay.
And then the light changed to red, and then you slow down. Okay, but yeah, the car was hitting around 62. Okay. Apart from that, everything else is pretty much non-critical errors. So you have two non-critical errors for not knowing how to turn on the rear demister.
Okay.
And then not knowing how to turn on the high beams.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, there's another non-critical errors for stopping over the solid line at a stop sign.
Okay.
So at a stop sign, you need to make sure the front of the car is behind the line.
Sure.
So you have a T intersection like this. You have a solid line here with the stop sign. Okay. So the front of the car needs to be behind that line, but for you it was a little bit like.
But it's not critical.
It's not critical.
Okay. But anyway, yeah.
Unless maybe all the tires goes over the line, then it becomes critical. But it was the front which was over it.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't want to be like too far forward before you stop.
Yeah, because you don't have a space to see, so it's not appropriate distance between the lines to see.
Yeah, so stop behind the line first, and then if you cannot see, then you start creeping forward.
Okay, but after you stop.
Yeah, but you need to stop first. And then when I told you to pull over, you were a little bit too far from the curb, so a little bit too far.
Okay.
And when we pulled over on the left, you did a straight line reverse.
Yeah.
Before you start the straight line reverse, what should you do?
Put the hazard lights.
No.
No?
No.
Straight.
So you select reverse, you're preparing the car.
Yeah.
What comes next?
Check the mirrors.
And then what?
And
it's always mirror and
put the signal.
That's fine because you had already indicated.
Okay.
But it's always mirror always goes with something. It's mirror and
my blind point. My blind spot. Yeah.
So you stop, reverse, mirrors, shoulder check. So you had the non-critical errors for not doing the shoulder check.
Yeah, sure.
Your 3.10, there was 2 mistakes there.
Okay.
So one for insufficient observations. So again, you missed some shoulder checks, some checkings. So with 3.10, so you stopped here.
Sure. Yeah.
When you're gonna do your test and the examiner say do a 3.10, turn the right indicator, mirror, shoulder check. Yeah. You move the car all the way there. So now you're gonna be in this position. Once you are here, you need to check your left and your right. Also, when you reversed in a straight line, where do we look?
Behind.
Yeah. So before you reverse for 3.10 as well.
So first is to and after.
And then look behind physically.
Yeah.
It's the same as reversing this. You don't necessarily need to look there all the time.
Okay.
For 3.10. For reversing in a straight line, you do need to look there most of the time. But for 3.10, after you checked once or twice, you are allowed to like use your side mirrors to make sure you don't hit the curb. But you really need to carry out that observation.
Sure. Okay.
It's a minor,
but be careful.
because you check the mirrors.
Okay.
it's a minor. But if you don't check at all, it's actually a critical error.
Okay.
And then you're gonna reverse the car. When you get back here, you're gonna have to put the car in drive. So this is also a problem. You have to indicate right again.
Okay. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So when exiting the 3.10, you should indicate right, and again you need to check that side and that side. So right indicator, check, and then if there's a car coming, you actually need to stop.
Need to stop if one is coming here. Okay.
Or maybe, so you stop and then let them go, but there was no one there, so that's fine. So
okay.
Just the mistakes will be observations, and then the signal, new signal exiting. Sometimes you approaching turns a little bit too fast, and roundabouts as well.
Okay.
So remember the first time you went to that roundabout, it was actually very close to being a critical.
Okay.
I don't know how somehow you went a little bit too fast and then you slowed down last minute.
Okay.
There was no car coming, but you need to slow down still, because you don't know until you really get there. So you should be approaching doing, maybe if you're doing 50, slow down to 40, 30, maybe around 20.
Okay.
Okay. Railroad crossing. When you're passing through railroad crossing, what do you do?
Check both sides.
You check left and right. I actually don't remember whether you checked. I'll have to look at this again.
Okay. Yeah. I tried, but maybe
I don't remember.
Okay.
I put it down because I forgot to check, because this is common. People don't check when they're going through railroad crossing.
Your video.
So I'll need to check. And then one of the right turn, you cut a corner.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Be
So
careful with
what that means is you are turning right. There's no markings. You did this.
Yep.
So you see, like,
instead of giving space maybe for someone here. Yeah.
Actually, if you do this is a fail immediately, because the car will be going on the wrong side of the road. So that's pretty close to being a critical error. So when you're turning right, just go up
and turn,
and then you turn. So did you have any questions with this one?
No, everything is clear. Yeah.
You need to fix your speed.
Yes.
If you fix your speed, you should pass the test.
Okay.
Yeah, problem is speed. Unless you know the area very well. I mean, even if you knew the area, that 54 will get you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of 50 there.
Yes, I saw a lot of them.
You have to be careful. And then, like, when you're driving on the main road, you saw like how we go to the shopping area there, and 50? Then it goes to 50. You did well. You reacted. Remember? Yeah, but remember, you need to be doing 50 by the time you get to the sign.
Yeah, no after.
Yeah. And then the other road we turned into, and you saw the 60, and immediately you sped up.
Oh, I have to wait after.
You have to do it after.
Sure.
So your speed is an issue. The rest of the drive was fine. Your lane changes. Maybe there was another mistake for shoulder check. I think one of the mergers you didn't do a shoulder check.
Okay.
Shoulder check, merging.
Okay, and shoulder check. And reverse, yeah.
So when you're merging to the right, you indicate mirror, shoulder check. Make your shoulder check obvious. You have to turn your head like 90 degrees. So, like, you should be able to see where the car is parked there.
Yeah.
Almost there, in that direction.
Okay.
So if you just check here, some examiner might mark you down for that.
Okay.
Make it obvious. Not too much. Don't exaggerate it, obviously. Because you can lose control. Some people, they go like this. Not too much. Just like 90 degrees, and that's it.
Okay, all good.
So any questions?
No, everything is clear. Thank you. Yes.